Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Apologies for the slight delay in releasing this video. I was caught up in the excitement of my graduation ceremony, which was a blast. In today's tutorial, we're diving into the fascinating world of enabling our character to climb onto ledges and jump seamlessly from wall to wall. We're building upon the concepts covered in our previous videos, so if you haven't caught up, feel free to check them out. Debugging and additional features. Before we dive into the new features, let's address some pesky bugs. When the character gets close to a wall or any other object, the code sometimes wrongly assumes it's a climbable surface due to the wall_check collision. To fix this, we'll organize our objects by grouping them. Select the objects, in my case, the cylinders or pillars, and under Node, go to Manage Groups. Type in a group name and click Add. In the code, we'll then ensure that the detected object is in the Climb group before proceeding with the climbing conditions. Moreover, we'll adjust the code so that the player can attach to a climbable surface only when they jump, not just by pressing a button. Another improvement we'll make is allowing the player to automatically detach from the wall when they are close to the ground. This is achieved by checking if the player is pressing the down key and if both the right and left raycasts are colliding. If so, we set Climb to false. Additionally, we want to enable our character to smoothly jump from wall to wall. For this, we'll create a new function named move_keys that checks if the player is pressing any of the movement keys. This function will be called under physics process, and within the same process, we'll add a condition to check if the player has pressed both the jump and move keys, signaling that the character should stop climbing. Character setup. Let's set up our character to accommodate these new features. We'll introduce a new Raycast 3D node under the Visuals node and name it floor_check. This raycast will help us determine if the player is still on the floor. Additionally, we'll duplicate the still_wall raycast and name the copies still_wall_right and still_wall_left. These will be positioned on the right and left sides of the character, respectively. To further aid our calculations, we'll create a Marker 3D node, scaling it to 0.1 and positioning it just above the still_wall raycast. Lastly, we'll add a new collision shape named Cling_col with a capsule shape. Character script. Now let's head into the character script. We'll create variables for all the new nodes we've just introduced, and specifically, we'll add a variable called cling and set it to false. To manage the new functionalities, we'll implement a function called wall_cling that checks if the character is hanging from a wall or ledge. This function will be called under physics process. In the section where we check the character's movement based on its state, we'll refine the conditions by adding a not cling to the not climb condition. Additionally, we'll create a new condition that handles the movement of the character when in the cling state. This section will involve checking if the character is in the cling state, setting the move direction vector to 0, and determining the rotation of the character to face the direction of the point of collision. Since we only need to consider the x-axis for movement when clinging, we'll set the move direction by x based on user inputs and rotate it accordingly. We'll then assign the x, y and z values of the move direction multiplied by the climb speed to the x, y and z of the velocity. To ensure the character stops moving when it runs out of walls, we'll introduce a variable called cling_move. We'll set conditions for the left and right keys, checking if the corresponding still wall raycast is colliding. If the left or right key is pressed and the raycast is colliding, cling_move is set to 1. If neither the left nor right key is pressed and the raycast is not colliding, cling_move is set to 0. We'll then create a variable that checks if cling_move is equal to 1 before assigning the move direction at X to the user's input. Animation handling. Moving on to animation, we need to distinguish between two major states during hanging. The brace state, where the character has a wall for support, and the hanging state, where the character does not. We'll use the wall_check raycast to determine if it's colliding. In the script section, where we handle animations, we'll check if the character is in the cling state. If it is, we'll further check if the wall_check is colliding. If it is, we'll play the braced animations, currently using the brace idle animation as a placeholder. If the wall_check is not colliding, we'll play the hang idle animation. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide on implementing features to make the character climb onto ledges and jump from wall to wall. As always, feel free to suggest alternative methods or improvements. If you encounter any bugs or glitches during your implementation, drop a comment so we can collectively work on resolving them. I'm still fine-tuning the character's ability to go around corners smoothly when running out of walls. But that's a work in progress. For our next video, scheduled for this week Friday, we'll focus on enhancing the gaming experience through dynamic camera movements based on different states. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, see you all soon.